Hey everybody, welcome back to the Full Circle Network. I'm editor-in-chief of FullCircleCinema.com, Jackson Hayes, and today we're here to review episode 4 of season 2 of Titans, otherwise titled Aqualad. And today I will be joined by my managing editor, Marcos Melendez.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm glad to be back. We have a really great episode this week, kind of a little bit of a blast through the past. We also have a media writer here, Colin Stessner.
Did you say media writer?
Did you just change your title?
Bro,
I was like, I don't
forgot. I totally forgot.
I was like, what's
okay,
a
man.
media
I don't
writer?
care.
Wait, what?
I was like, did you make up a title?
Hey,
It's like,
whatever. I'm the only media writer for the site. Let's go. With us is
Congrats,
Jacob
bro.
as well.
Please. Jacob, introduce
Hey,
yourself.
it's Jacob, lead news writer of the site. I'm here too.
Thank you. That's all the time we have. All right.
By the time you get to me, all my
Okay,
thoughts
so-
will be gone. Back to you, Jackson.
Thank you, Jacob, for that gracious send-off. So, I'm going to start this week because Marcos last week decided to go off on a 5-minute monologue. I thought this was probably the best episode of Titans so far. Better than anything in season 1 or season 2 so far. I mean, season 2 for the most part has been a mixed bag. I mean, episode 1 was a tale of two different seasons, and episode 2 was really good, and episode 3 was kind of iffy. So, I mean, we got back to episode 4, and I mean, this is a spoiler review, so we're going to, dive into spoilers, and this was a full-on flashback episode, nothing in the present day. It all took place 5 years ago, when the original Titans were running around San Francisco, and we got to look back at what that original team was up to and how they operated, and I just thought, the chemistry of the team worked really well. We got to see, people acting ways that we hadn't seen them before because of, whatever events that transpired after the fact. And I loved it from start to finish. There was some really great Deathstroke stuff, some really interesting development there. And we got to introduce Aqualad, of course, who's the titular character of this episode. And I really loved him. Drew Van Acker, I think is the actor. Is the name of the actor. Yeah, I thought he was a fantastic addition, and I'm kind of bummed that we only got him for one episode. And we'll definitely get into that later. But yeah, this was probably my favorite episode of Titans so far. So I mean, I'll leave it there. So Marcos, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm pretty much gonna agree up to the point where it's the favorite episode of the series. I think there's some other episodes that kind of like take it up there, but yeah, it was actually a really good episode. It was all flashback, as you said, but it did a really good job of kind of like setting up another storyline that's in the past, and we finally get to see like the Titans working together, all the old Titans, and yeah, as you said, Aqualad was really good. I was really surprised at how good Drew Van Acker was. I thought his relationship with Donna was really well done. When he died at the end, I thought it was a really good moment. And overall, yeah, it was good. I'm not, at the point where it was like the best of the series, but it's certainly better than last week's. And I think it's up to par with the second episode.
That's how you guys know Marcos is crazy. He says this wasn't the best episode of the entire series. Look, Titans season 1, hated it. The only good thing about it, good thing about it was Doom Patrol. Then this season came along.
This is Jason Todd episode. Come on.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Jason Todd episode, but those were the only two. Those were the only two episodes that I really gravitated towards.
But those were the only okay episodes from season 1. Season 2 so far, like 1 and 3, whatever. 2 was good, but this one takes a cake. This is what Titans is. This is what the show should have been from the start. It was fantastic. Every minute of it, I loved it. I mean, like, there was action. There was, everything you need. And just finally, I'm just tired of, like, every other episode of Titans is just like, oh, let's sit around and then somebody's got an issue. We'll discuss that issue. You know what? It's pretty CW right now. It's a lot of talking and not doing anything. But even in the CW, at least some stuff happens by the end of the episode. But this one, it's, I didn't feel bored at all watching it. I loved every minute of it.
All right, so Jacob, where do you stand on that debate?
I'm kind of with you guys. This is definitely my favorite episode of the whole series. It's everything I wanted in a Titans show. The interactions between all the characters are amazing. Aqualad was so good in this episode. I'm kind of with you, Jackson. I wasn't sure how it was going to work, how it was going to do, but it was a great first episode, also last episode for him. But I thought it was just awesome all around.
Yeah, I mean, so we can just dive into the big storylines here. Obviously, there's a reason why we haven't seen Aqualad in the future, or the present day, and that's obviously, as many people theorize, he was killed off, and Slade was the reason why Slade ended up killing him. So I mean, we can go into that moment first because that was obviously the big crux of the episode was the fact that Aqualad got killed. He ended up at the airport because Donna was going to run off to Themyscira because, she was having struggles with her life back home, and she was torn about whether to go back and train or stay with the Titans, and Aqualad was kind of caught in the middle of it, how he's always loved her and all this stuff, and the moment he professes his love to her, and she kind of comes back and agrees and wants to be with him, he immediately gets shot by Deathstroke, and it was a really well done emotional moment. So I mean, I'll just throw it out to everybody. What did you feel about that moment? And I mean, on the other side of that, there's a question to be had. Deathstroke wasn't aiming at Garth, so who was he aiming at? There were two people on the other side, so we can go into that a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that Julia wasn't the target. Just saying, I think that was definitely Donna. I think when Billy Wintergreen first mentioned it, he said it was an unusual target, but it was gonna be easy. I think that there's something there. I guess someone asked him to take out Donna personally. I guess we'll find that out pretty soon. But yeah, I'm 99% sure it was for Donna, and we'll find that out soon. What do you guys think?
Maybe it was an Atlantean because they knew he was getting pretty close to her and didn't want him to be stuck with that.
I mean, it's not a bad guess because Garth is a prince.
I mean, that's a good guess
in the comics. So he also has a life that he's supposed to be with. He doesn't seem to care as much as Donna does. So I mean, that would be kind of really hardcore for someone to take out their someone that they really love. But there was, I mean, I think it's safe to say it was Donna.
Maybe it was Aquaman. Maybe Aquaman called the hit. He's like, you know what? If he doesn't want to be my sidekick, he's a sidekick or not or something.
Nah, bro, get this shit out of here.
He's got a much cooler suit than me. I just can't deal with it. He's got to go.
I felt did that moment kind of feel kind of awkward to you? Like he fires the second bullet and then he just kind of sits there and
yeah, he
was like,
runs off.
I missed my second shot. I should go.
I guess he missed. It was kind of awkward in the way that I guess we didn't really know Garth had super speed or super awareness,
super
whatever that was,
sense,
whatever that move was, where he sensed it and immediately turned around and took the bullet. But honestly, it's kind of a weird shot for Deathstroke to take while she was hugging someone. He could have she was standing around.
Maybe it was a 2-for-1 deal.
Yeah,
maybe he was trying to get that collateral.
He wanted her to have that little moment. He's like, you know what? She's having a thing. I don't want to interrupt. That's just rude. He's an assassin, but you know what? He's also
he's
gentleman.
polite.
You think
He's
about
got
children.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, right, but let's get into that then. So he misses the shot on his intended target. But we see in the beginning of the episode, in that amazing montage, I really, really loved it. He's just nailing people down. He is in any which way.
There's that one.
There are 3 people in the prison cell.
People.
He takes out all 3 of them
in one shot,
and then he breaks in on the judge.
I think he goes for the high score. I think he tries to go for the high. You know what?
Right, he's obviously playing with it. He's just messing. He's making a game out of it. It seems like he's the best at what he does. Clearly.
Yeah.
I guess it's different when he's dealing with superhuman people, and maybe he didn't know they were superhuman. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he wasn't aware that these people were superpowered. But it's hard to tell because he's a hitman, and
not that superpowered. That bullet went right through him.
Maybe that's why he ran when she shot the bullet.
He ain't super durable, but he But so what did you guys think of the little bit of Deathstroke we got in this episode?
Fantastic. I mean, the guy looks amazing, and like you said, that whole opening montage, my jaw was open the entire time. It was just killing everybody. It was awesome. I want to see so much more of him.
Yeah, I'm glad the next episode is titled Deathstroke. So hopefully we'll get some more there. And I think that ESAI Morales is doing a really good job. Mm-hmm. I think he's also separating himself from other iterations of the character, and is kind of just doing his own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
I mean that's kind of where my problem comes in though, because
because you're a
5
fanboy.
or 10 words. I don't think you can say he's separating himself. He said 10 words the entire season so far.
Hey, that's
Jackson. The CW doesn't give us screeners. Okay, we're on the Titans train. Okay, how about that?
Manu Bennett is the one and only Deathstroke, and that's just a fact.
You mispronounced Desai's
Obviously,
name.
you did not see Justice League.
Oh, I saw Justice League, bud. I saw it all too well. I saw that Deathstroke. But yeah, so I mean, jumping off Deathstroke, we got that connection to Jericho. He was revealed in the flashback. Kind of a interesting way to introduce him, I guess. Slade goes to see him, and it's hard to for people who may be unfamiliar with the character, it'd probably be a weird introduction because you're like, who is this guy? And they kind of unfold it as the episode goes on.
Yeah, they kind of like assume you know who this character is, anyways.
Yeah, and that's not a bad thing for such a niche show like this, but also it's like, well, I mean, I'd like kind of like an introduction because I'm not too familiar with him in general. And I know who he is, but I don't know like what the character is.
Yeah, you're
about,
a fake fan. It's okay. Yeah, go on.
Well, their iteration of the character might be completely different, so it would be helpful if they introduced him a little bit better. But I thought it was fine.
No, I mean, it was fine because, I mean, obviously he's not, it doesn't seem like he's going to be like a major player. He's usually, right now, as we see him now, he's being used more like a device. Yeah. Clearly, as we get towards the end of the episode, which we'll definitely talk about in a minute.
Definitely see more of him later on in the next episode especially. So this didn't need too much of an introduction.
I don't think he'll be too good looking.
Probably not. No, definitely
not. Dick's gonna mess with him a little bit, I assume.
But what do you guys think of the whole team dynamic? Everybody in this episode.
No, I mean, I didn't have any complaints. It was like a group of friends like I wanted to be a part of. It was like something that like, oh, I want to get, they're all like, let's go get beers, let's go throw the football around, let's go, eat cake or whatever, let's go get pizza, They were like a bunch of college roommates like having a good time, but like also
it really reminded me so much more organic than the current team.
I mean, yeah, because, the current team is just a bag of mixed parts, and I get it, but they're a bunch of kids, and, like, everyone's so sad and, like, down, and everyone hates the world and has a bunch of problems, and it's complaining all the time.
Emo.
Like, it's just real edgy. But everyone here is like, oh, man, everything's cool. Let's fight crime. Let's have a good time.
2014.
Like, Hank was wearing a fedora at one point. I was like, what is going on? I was like, this is just wild.
Well, it's going to get depressing real soon.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's already gotten kind of depressing, but for this one episode, like, that's a show I would want to watch. It's like these guys taking on Dr. Light, like these guys fighting, whatever villain of the week, like that. That's something I would have loved to have seen, and it's kind of a bummer we didn't get that from the start, and we got just kind of, what they gave us.
You got Titan season 1.
And I mean, I'm glad we're getting it now. Like, obviously, I'm happy we're getting it, but like, it's just like, oh, what could have been, and it's a bummer in that respect, but I'm fine to get it now.
Yeah, I mean. But yeah, as you said, like I think that little family dynamic was really well done. I think Drew Van Acker, he's only in this one episode. I don't know if he pops up for any more, but that would be pretty disappointing. But he messed really well with all the characters. I thought he had a really good rapport with Dick Grayson. Everyone kind of just looks at Dick Grayson as their psychiatrist, I guess, in this.
Right, everyone goes to him and it's like, hey man, what do we do? Like, what are my feelings? Like, everyone has their own personal relationship with him. Which is really fun because he's obviously the main character, but like they all have their own dick relationship. So that's interesting.
Especially Dove.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm glad they brought that back. I'm glad they brought that back because they teased that in season 1.
I really got to see that.
And then they kind of we hadn't heard about it again. I was like, oh, thank you for at least acknowledging that happened because they've retconned a lot of stuff this season, or slightly retconned.
We'll probably see why they break up.
Mention stuff that they didn't mention last season that you assumed they would have mentioned. But they just kind of refrained from it, I guess, and then brought it up this season. But at least that they kept intact.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and I think that they're going to show why they broke up.
They're a cute couple,
I think Dick Grayson goes too far.
Sure probably because he's going to beat the crap out of Jericho. I'm assuming that's probably.
I mean, but to be fair, and me and Colin were talking about this. She did tell him she told him to be Batman.
Exactly.
Which was a great moment.
That was
me and
the
Colin were
best
discussing how great a
moment
moment
of
it
the
was.
show. That was so awesome. If the show, I think the episode should have ended on that. I get why it didn't, but it should have ended on that because that would have just been a perfect ending. That was a perfect ending for that episode.
I mean, because it was so well set up in the fact that earlier in the episode, before anything went down, she was like, "You don't need to be Batman." Like, he's like, "I don't want to be Batman." And he's like, "Yeah, let's be your own person." But the fact that when it came down to it, life isn't that way, and sometimes you got to be hard and you got to be you go for the jugular, sometimes for lack of a better term, I guess, with Jericho.
Exactly.
But she
okay,
Jesus, jeez. But
man, somebody's got to go hard.
But the fact that this emotional event took him to a place where she was like, no, be Bruce, be who he is, be this evasive.
This is one time
hardcore guy. And the fact that and then it's something that irked me a little bit, which I felt was really it's a very small thing, but it was kind of unnecessary. It's like the 1 week later. Did we really need the 1 week later? Nope. We could have just seen him.
It took
show
him a
up.
while to get that album.
Normies,
dude. You think he just had that album lying around?
Why did it take a week later? It took him a week later to figure out who Jericho was. I mean,
it took
shown
time.
him there. We don't. I don't like doing a
Sorry, he's
flashback
being
and
a
then like a
detective.
flash forward.
It's a
within
flash
the
forward within a
flashback.
flashback.
Yeah,
At
man.
that point, he's being
okay,
the
I
world's
guess.
greatest detective.
Exactly.
Oh, he figured out the guy's son. Okay, I mean, listen, Jason took 5 minutes to figure out who Rose's dad was. It took 5 minutes. Like I'm not gonna. Dick is clearly not as technically savvy as he'd like to make it.
Maybe
out to
he
be,
staked it out for a couple of days. I don't know.
I mean, clearly he tried to figure out who Jericho was. I get it. It's a small nitpicky thing, but that scene did really excite me because I was like, oh my god, I thought Deathstroke was going to show up at this.
That's
point,
what I
but
thought
then
too.
when
I
it
did
turned
not
out-
Same.
expect
When
Dick
it
at
turned
all.
out to be Dick, you're like, oh
Same.
wait.
But
He was
I
gonna
thought-
he was gonna
like,
turn around and
Dick
be
was
like, son. I was like, oh god.
And you know, the 10 seconds before, all you heard was "be Batman." You're like, oh my god, he's gonna be Batman. He's gonna take this kid and torture him for information.
What's a better line? Be Batman or fuck Batman?
Be Batman.
I think they're both have their own, you know,
No,
their own
the other one was
values.
awful and so out of place. So I'm not really.
their own values.
The way you guys
Right.
were thinking to yourself,
No, no.
I don't know. I really they both. It's be Batman, 100%.
I'm
Be
just
Batman.
saying, what's better than Minka Kelly turning to you, looking you in the eyes,
me?
and just like telling you to be
Like
Batman?
if she did it to me,
come on.
I'd fucking go get on a cape. I'd grab my Callan
Right,
cape.
you'd go to Party City, you'd get a Batman costume, and you'd go fight crime. You know, no matter what. Like that's just how it is.
I mean, it's understandable.
I mean, I get it. Okay, so I mean, moving on. What else did we have? We had
Well, we
I
had,
mean, the
we
Donna
had
stuff.
her-
Donna was a big part of this episode. So
Oh, that's true.
I know she's not like the most fleshed out character, but I really enjoy Donna for who she is and how she's a different kind of character from most.
Yeah,
From
they
most
seem
of the people
really
on the
like
show.
keen on keeping comic accurate. Mentioning that mascara.
Her
Right,
destiny,
they
all
mentioned
that.
Diana multiple times. Was I the only one who at first thought that the woman at the art gallery was an old Wonder Woman and they were doing another old member of the Justice
Yes,
League?
you're the only one. You're the only one, Jackson.
No, no,
Really
I'm
good
saying,
at
hey,
this.
no.
Marcos told me he did too.
Bro,
so
you
I
should
was
text
throwing it
someone
in
named
him.
Jay.
The first 5 things.
Seriously,
I know,
I'm on
but
your
I was
side,
like,
Jacob. I was like,
Right? Like,
Jay, bro.
Well, what am I supposed to know? Who
Yeah, man.
cares?
Well, I don't know. I was just
She
like,
showed up
I
in an
just
art
thought this
gallery.
was a J.
Wonder
Thought it was
Woman
Mr. J.
is noted as
Mr.
an
J.
artist, or like a lover of
am I
art.
the only one
and she
that
goes to
thought
an
she
art
was
gallery.
texting like an
There's
older
an old
Joker?
woman,
Like,
and we already know that there's an old Batman. So I was like, maybe there's just an old Wonder Woman now. So see,
Fighting
Marcos,
crime.
you know, maybe
another,
we're just
another,
ages,
we're
Jackson.
split
Maybe
down
we
the
need to
middle.
like sit down. We need to sit back and think about that. You know, I think that's
It's
real.
not my fault they casted an elderly man as Batman. That's not my fault.
Hey, man, don't hate on him.
Oh.
He didn't pop up in the past 2 episodes. Where is he, man?
Well, I mean, he's
Jackson
old.
thinks
He's only
Jackson probably
around
has
so
him
much.
out there drinking prune juice. Huh?
I mean, he's
Was he
old.
going to? Is he
Old
going to do
man.
bingo? Huh? Is that it, Jackson?
And probably him and Alfred are probably going to bingo.
Wow, if Batman's that old,
Alfred's
Alfred's probably in the
probably
grave.
120.
They're both applying for AARP right now, so they don't
They're
really have
both
the
collecting
time
their
to
social
be able to
security
fight
checks.
Alfred's dead.
right.
Alfred's
Alfred's
dead.
dead.
Alfred's
by
in the
now.
grave.
Whoa, it's pretty dark.
That when he's in his
Fuck
hundreds. You know?
Alfred's dead.
Batman. I mean, that's Batman's line this season.
No. If Donna turned to him and went, or not Donna, Dawn turned to him and said, "Be Alfred," and just got that look in his eye. He starts sweeping the floors real hardcore.
Insert the Titans theme.
To play Titans theme song. All right. I guess any other thoughts before we wrap up?
No, I think
Or
that's
is-
Dr.
about
Light,
it.
man. Jacob Finlay.
I mean, Dr. Light.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I
Still
didn't enjoy
sucks.
Dr.
Let's
Light.
go.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy him as much this episode because we
Yeah,
didn't get
I think there-
we didn't get like the personal dynamic of him. Like that one scene he had with Slade
Yeah,
was
no,
really
last ep-
good
yeah, that
last
was
week.
really
Yeah.
good.
We didn't get that this week. It was just kind of like, oh
It was
man,
him torturing
I'm gonna
guy
steal
that was
your
playing
nuclear thing.
Jacob
and
Finlay that was kind of overdoing it.
that scene was weird, and then
Yeah.
like he was like,
It was like
the
the guy was giving off like a lot of exposition. I didn't know what was going on.
He was like, "This is
But
my
the fact that like, his
scene."
plan was
I
to
need to sell it.
siphon energy out of a nuclear missile.
I think
was like,
that the
"Oh,
past
really?"
like you know
that sounded like CW
Yeah.
level kind of threat, and I was like, oh man, come
It's
on.
absorbed
like the
the laser
past 2
gun,
episodes have
Avengers
dealt
level
with the
threat.
exact same villain, so it's
First
kind
of all,
of
he stole
repetitive.
money. What did he steal the money for?
No, he stole
money.
No, he stole
lockbox
he stole the
thing.
yeah. Watch the show.
Oh,
was
he
a
stole the
scene- wow,
lockbox.
someone didn't
Okay,
watch the
his stuff
episode.
wasn't very interesting. I forgot. His stuff wasn't very interesting. But then he goes to siphon the nuclear energy, and then Aqualad just decides to fight him one-on-one when he's nuclear. Like he's,
Yeah, it was just,
he's like
Yeah, but he can
radiating
control
nuclear
He can't take a
energy.
bullet. Can't take
He's
a
like,
bullet,
I'm
though.
fine. I'll take him on. Don't worry
Yeah,
about it.
he stopped that, but he didn't stop. That's a good point, Marcos. He couldn't stop the bullet. Let's be real here.
Yeah, but he absorbed nuclear
That's
energy.
why. That's
but he
why
couldn't
Dick
stop
tried
it.
to fight him one-on-one. He's like, he remembered Aqualad.
Mm-hmm. He was
So he
like,
had to step up.
He's like,
That's why
"Oh,
he was a
And
moron.
it obviously didn't work for him, but
dick didn't get hard.
Isn't it weird how what's weird? This is the weirdest part about this show. So
What?
this week, we have this well thought out plan by these 5 members of the Titans. They go in there suited up, beat Dr. Light easily, right? And we're supposed to believe that 5 years later, after even more experience, they all decide to just run at him with no costumes
Hey
on.
man,
but
like,
if Hank
they're
puts on the
rusty.
costume, he's gonna be a drug addict.
So instead he has to get shot in the leg with jeans on without any
Yes.
help. He just like it's
Something
like
something that he'll
burns on his
probably need
leg.
to take drugs for.
Somebody's about to be in a storm. Marcos?
Yeah, I'm about to just go into water. It's all good.
Marcus's house is
Well,
flooding.
no.
Karen's about to
Titans.
come for Marcos.
We're reviewing Titans. No, but like I just think like week to week it's so like out of flux where it's like, well, why the last like they had no plan. They just showed up and they just got like their butts kicked. But this week they outmaneuver him, and you can't tell me that Aqualad was the difference. Like what did
Dude, he splashed
I
that
don't know.
water like really hard. Okay.
Okay, the water effects.
They were
pretty good.
actually.
They
I'm
were
not
good. I
trashing
thought
those.
I thought it was well done. It was a lot better than last week
yeah.
with the running
Oh,
and
yeah.
the motorcycle.
I like that. I
crash.
like the Hawk and Dove are always the best fighters. I think
100%.
that
They are.
the
Yeah,
coolest things.
like one's so brute, and then Dove has that finesse.
Yeah, man. Choreography's really good.
All right, how long till we get this Hawk and Dove
Yeah,
spin
with
off?
the hand-to-hand stuff's really good, but then I don't know. I just like why were they so good back then? And now they don't even know what they're doing.
Hello,
But,
if you
what's
like,
the
okay,
drugs,
if you
Jackson?
play football right now, if you're really good and you don't play it for like the next 5 years, will you be as good?
No, but here's what football players say. This is what happens whenever they retire. They're like, man, if I had the mind I had today when I was playing in my 20s, I would be a genius. But they didn't use the plan. They just ran at
but
him.
they got their heads hit, and now they have,
Oh, they all have CTEs out. You're saying
Yeah,
they're all
that's what I'm
concussed.
saying.
In some capacity, I bet yes.
I mean, I'm sure Hawk is pretty messed
That's
up. in
the real
head.
reason the Titans
No, the
broke up.
drugs.
Everyone had really bad concussions. That's the real reason. It's not
Clearly,
Deathstroke.
they all got severely injured during their
Deathstroke
battles.
gave him
And
CTE.
I mean, Donna did say they like limped away from the battle with Deathstroke. So I guess I don't know, man. Like I obviously Deathstroke is a threat, but the guy like missed his shot, and like in that one scene, like he was kind of flustered.
I don't know.
After
It's
that
been
and just
5
kinda
years.
ran
I
off.
think.
Gosh,
I think
Well, no,
he's.
but they apparently thought they killed him 5 years ago. So obviously we'll see what happens. But they thought he was dead.
Apparently not.
But he was dead.
Well, next week it's called Deathstroke. I hope.
I guess
I
we'll
wonder.
find out
I
next
wonder
week
if
after
we'll actually
Dick
get an
takes
action scene.
Jericho and
I wonder if we'll actually
tries
get an
to put his
action
vocal
scene.
cords back together.
That's just gonna be a 2-hour. This is a 2-hour special episode. It's gonna be all romance.
torture
It's
porn.
just gonna be Deathstroke and the lady he has his 2 kids with.
Oh yeah, okay.
Probably.
Yeah, where's Rose? Where the hell's Rose? She should be a teenager. Like, what is she doing?
She's chilling.
I don't know. She's chilling.
Oh,
Probably getting
okay.
training done.
I guess so. All right. So, any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
Pretty good.
mean-
Best episode series.
Pretty good.
Good episode.
Pretty good. Best episode of the series. Marcus is a
Next
loser.
week- next
Doesn't
week,
understand.
Can't wait till
Maybe
next
I'll
week
rewatch
disappoints
it.
me.
Get ready for a 37-minute episode.
Next week will be all Raven and Beast Boy stuff.
Focus is
Kind of
Deathstroke.
flirting, but in a
Hopefully
weird
they'll
way because
kiss.
they're way two different ages.
Hopefully they'll kiss and we'll get to yell about it because it's really weird.
Especially because it's weird, really weird.
It's really, really, really,
Really
Can we talk
weird.
about how really weird it is, guys?
Well, they're not pushing.
Then
it
he's going to
this
bring her a
season as much as they did
Gatorade and
last
some
season.
Cheez-Its, then we're good to go.
Listen, man, they had cauliflower pizza because that's what Dick eats because he's a weirdo. All
Yeah, man. He's eating too much of that.
right, well, I guess we'll wrap it up there. Where can they find you on the social media, Marcos?
You can find me on Twitter at Biscuit9. Colin.
All right.
Find me on Twitter at FullCircleCine and at Collins Dessner.
A
Okay, you can find me at JacksonHayes67, and you can follow the page at FullCircleCinema.com.
And that's pretty much it.
And you can find me
that's
at
it.
JacobCamp13.
No one else matters.
No one else wants to hear about it. We don't
You're
want your Twitter.
Aqualad, you're dead.
Ooh, we also have Facebook.
You're
Also,
Aqualad, you
check
got
that
shot.
Facebook page out. Make sure to leave a review.
Hey, that's right. Please comment below and like and subscribe. We said we're gonna.
Make sure
we're
to
gonna read
smash
a
that like
comment
button,
from-
everybody.
Well, the problem was we only got one comment last week, and it was from a troll, so I don't know what.
Yeah.
Read it aloud.
Comment.
Oh, hopefully this week.
I mean, hey, we still got his views, so we know what he did.
Yeah, man.
I mean, he
Not
watched
sure
the
what
video, and
he
I appreciate
accomplished.
that. You
I
know,
do appreciate that.
I would have rather he commented some
Hey,
constructive
Buzz,
criticism.
thank you
but,
for the
that
watch
is
time.
what
We
it
really
is.
appreciate it.
Hey, man.
Okay, so thank you guys for listening, and we'll catch you next week.